Wright Way Wednesday. And financial tip for you, definitely if you have been paying attention to some of the things that are actually happening in the world right now, you'll see that there's a lot of people who are advertising, basically paid in advance money, where you can get money in advance and pay it back later. There's a lot of people advertising, hey, pay this, pay for a bill now and pay the rest later, or break it down into four payments and things like that. And these things are definitely good, and I think they're definitely helpful. And even I myself use some of them. And but one of the things that you have to look at, and this is where the financial tip comes in, is that why are so many of these things happening, and why is it that so many other people are gearing up or getting their money ready for a big change that's about to actually happen or that's about to come? So I do personally think you should use these things to actually get yourself out of the debts or whatever struggles that you have financially, because there's going to be some changes in how things are, money is actually made, and how things will be moving financially. So this is why it's important that you start getting your finances together. So, financial tip for you. But in terms of Right Way Wednesday, people look at my clothing brand and they wonder, why does it say Right Way Wednesday? So definitely, I like to do videos talking about um, basically the Bible, and I'm a believer and I believe in the scriptures. And so I like to actually do videos talking about certain things that people in church and people even outside of church actually deal with, or actually face, or actually have problems or issues with. Certain people definitely have issues with certain parts of the Bibles, and sometimes I'll break down some of those issues, or they even have issues with actual people. And one of the things that I always try to point out to people is you shouldn't follow just one person, meaning that you shouldn't look at them as them being God and think that they basically can't do any harm or they can't do any wrong. The scripture doesn't tell us that. It tells us that all men have fallen short of the glory of God. So, therefore, a lot of people sometimes turn away from the word and turn away from God because they're trying to follow an imperfect man, and see if he slips up or mess up in any kind of way, they want to throw it away. So, things like that, I definitely talk about, and then other things just relating to scriptures and relating to the word. Now, everyone does not have to believe what I believe, but this is what I believe, so this is why I talk about it. But then also too, going back to that whole money thing, this is going to be a thing. I think in terms of people turning away from the church, it's the same kind of with the money thing. A lot of people are doing one thing and they're not focusing on the main thing. So a lot of people are doing a lot of spending, but they're not focusing on making sure that their money continues to actually grow over time. And then with the same with the church, there's a lot of people who are going to church. There's a lot of people whose faith is actually growing, and they're getting stronger in their faith with God. But then there's a lot of people whose faith is actually falling down, and they don't actually believe, and they were once strong believers. So I think it is definitely important on both ends that you definitely get your spiritual up, but more so figuring out what do you actually believe, because sooner or later, or in some time, we all will have to go and see our Creator. But this is what Right Way Wednesday is about, and these are some of the things that I will be talking about. And if you have something that you want to talk about, or something that a topic that you think will be good that I can actually discuss, or something that you have a question on in the Bible, feel free to leave a comment below, and maybe in the future I can address that. But with that being said, people should know the way, go the way, and show the way. Right way.